Activists and analysts in Mali hope that a landmark deal between the government and a Tuareg-led rebel coalition will bring stability to the north, the cradle of several Tuareg uprisings since the 1960s. And Khalifa trial's verdict will be finally announced tomorrow on the Tuesday, the 23rd of June. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Dzair News Live and welcome to this English news edition. First, in our news, activists and analysts in Mali hope that a landmark deal between the government and a Tuareg-led rebel coalition will bring stability to the north, the cradle of several Tuareg uprisings since the 1960s. But there is only cautious optimism that the Algiers Accord, signed this weekend, will end years of unrest. The Arab League welcomed on Monday the signing Saturday in Bamako by Malian parties to the conflict of the Peace and Reconciliation Agreement in the presence of the UN, the AU and several regional organizations in which Mali is a member. Karim Fazakri.
Ramatan Lamamra, the foreign minister of Algeria, who has been leading international efforts to mediate the peace talks, hailed a new beginning, a new opportunity and a new destiny for this great Malian nation. The Secretary General of the Arab League, Nabil al-Arabi, welcomed in a statement the successful mediation led by Algerian diplomacy that promoted the signature by all parties concerned by the crisis in Mali to allow the return of security, peace and stability in northeast Mali after a difficult period marked by several disorders. Commitment of all parties to implementing the Peace and Reconciliation Agreement will strengthen efforts to rebuild the country, help calm the situation in Mali and the region against terrorism and transnational organized crime. The UN-brokered peace accord calls for the creation of elected regional assemblies, but stops short of autonomy or federalism, a long-time rebel demand. There are hopes the accord will allow Mali to find peace and prosperity. Mali was shaken by a coup in 2012 that cleared the way for Tuareg separatist and jihadist groups, including Al-Qaeda in the Islamic Maghreb, to seize control of the north for nearly 10 months until they were ousted in a French-led military offensive.
Khalifa's trial verdict will finally be announced tomorrow on Tuesday, the 23rd of June. The presiding criminal court judge of Blida Andar Lamnawar will pronounce the verdict after 1 week of deliberation and 2 months of trial. Siham Sadu reports.
In the murkiest scandal of the year, Khalifa trial's verdict will be finally announced tomorrow, Tuesday, 23rd of June. It's so crucial awaited date. The presiding criminal court judge of Blida Andar Lamnawar will pronounce the verdict after 1 week of deliberation and 2 months of trial, listening to the sturdy testimony of all the 71 defendants, notably the main accused Abdelmoumen Rafiq Khalifa, charged of corruption, conspiracy, diversion of financial background and trust betrayal. After that, the court hearing has listened to 365 witnesses, all bringing up their own version. Moumen's Khalifa defense lawyers Marwan Majhouda and Nasruddin Lazhar have brilliantly pleaded the case of their innocent clients, calling the judge conscience to apply the law and claiming justice. In their turn, all the defense lawyers who pleaded the case of the other offense defendants condemned the barbarous act of the general prosecutor, Mr. Mohammed Lazar Garras, pleading against his indictment because their clients pay only the price for those who do not deserve their freedom, as they put it. For his part, the general prosecutor has affirmed, suggesting to the court hearing a sharp sentence to Abdelmoumen Khalifa. He condemned him to life imprisonment, while he suggested 5 years of sentence to the offense defendants who were involved to the murky affair. Furthermore, the civil party requested for their financial compensation, while the Khalifa Bank plunged to bankruptcy, pleading the case of the Khalifa Bank liquidator, who, according to them, has provided all the necessary to solve the financial gap. How would the prickly verdict be pronounced?
In economy-related news, Minister of Industry and Mines Abdeslam Bouchouareb stated on Monday that talks are currently being held with the French group PSA Peugeot Citroën to establish manufacturing plants for cars. The minister added that 3 car models, including the Citroën CLC, the Peugeot 301 and the Peugeot 208, will be fully assembled and manufactured in Algeria. And as to the location, the minister asserted they are opting for the west of the country. While asked about whether this plant will be similar to the one established in the neighboring country Morocco, he asserted in this contest that there are some regulations and conditions Peugeot must comply with before entering Algeria. It is worth recalling that a week ago, French President François Hollande had revealed during a friendship and working visit to Algiers that a project to relocate a Peugeot car manufacturer's plant in Algeria was in advanced discussions, and that both Algerian and French parties are working for facilitating the project.
Morocco created offshore zones for foreign companies, allowing them to hold 100% of the shares. If the latter was provided, the foreign companies will be in independent territory, as if the French brand is home and not in Morocco. It is totally understandable that Peugeot invests its money in Morocco, whereas it is completely the opposite when it comes to Algeria. We have set up conditions and regulations for foreign investments in Algeria to control them. If a company is willing to invest in our country, it must comply with the rules.
The Minister of Education, Nadia Kasmi, plans to make several reforms for the next year. A meeting was held today with executive directors from the education sector of the 48 provinces of the country. Siham Sado again.
The Minister of Education, Nadia Kasmi, met today, Monday, in Algiers with her sector's executives and directors of education of the 84 provinces of the country, a meeting that is a part of the finalization of preparations for the next school year to be held on September the 6th of the current year. According to a source from the Ministry of Education, it is an opportunity to review the preparations of the end of the year exams, putting the final touches. Furthermore, the meeting was devoted to the evaluation of national examinations, where the directors of education had to submit their reports on the conduct of the assessments in the provinces of the country, like the baccalaureate and BEM examinations, where they were marked by several cases of fraud via 3G and error in the subject of Arabic. Nadia Kasmi promised to gather all the necessary conditions to avoid anarchy in schools. According to the minister, the transition to the next level will be on the basis of a national test, a test that will diagnose malfunctions in all the cycles of education sector. The head of the sector plans to organize a national conference in July. This national conference will be dedicated to back, suggesting and discussing various issues related to the review. Moreover, the Education Minister plans to implement his summary sheet in the final evaluation of baccalaureate candidates for the next school year.
Still with Ramadan's charity activities, and this time in the province of Blida, where around 30 million dinars were fully allocated to provide families in need with more than 4,500 gift baskets of Ramadan. This noble initiative is undertaken each year by the council or entrepreneurs of Metija as a way to create a linking bridge of solidarity and compassion in this holy month. Mustafa Azzouk.
30 million dinars is the total amount allocated by the Entrepreneurs Council of Metija in the central province of Blida as a noble initiative to provide families in need with enough food staples to create delicious and healthy meals for 1 month.
We have been doing this for 15 years. The Council's active members participate each year with donations in order to gather gift baskets for Ramadan to help the less fortunate. It is mandatory to contribute. We urge people to do so. Thanks to the donors, we were able to collect more than 4,500 baskets, which are set to be distributed across 26 municipalities. Today, we have set up a program to distribute gift baskets across 20 municipalities in Blida. It might take 15 hours to accomplish the task.
The Muslim holy month of fasting of Ramadan was selected as an ideal time to implement the spirit of sharing and prove that if we stick together, we can do more to help the needy.
I would like to thank them for the noble work they are doing. We are here, as usual, to collect 80 baskets, but in two parts. I would like to extend my gratitude to Kamal Moula for his righteous work. I would like to thank the Council for their humanitarian act, which came on the ideal time. Concerning this initiative, it has become a constant behavior conducted by the Council of Entrepreneurs.
By organizing such charity activities during the holy fasting month of Ramadan, the Council aims at helping the needy, and in the same time, they urge the citizens to do more for the less fortunate during this month of compassion.
It is considered as one of the best dates in the world and is commonly referred to the queen of all dates. The authentic Algerian Deglet Noor has a soft touch, a translucent light color and a soft honey-like taste, characteristics which distinguish it from other dates. Unfortunately, and during each Ramadan, the prices go ceiling high, whereas the government is encouraging people to consume locally. Karen Zakri.
It is considered as one of the best dates in the world and is commonly referred to as the queen of all dates. The authentic Algerian Deglet Noor has a soft touch, a translucent light color, and a soft honey-like taste, characteristics which distinguish it from other dates. During the holy month of Ramadan, these kinds of dates are so much demanded, thus the prices go ceiling high, which doesn't encourage citizens to buy them, whereas the government is pushing for the protection of all national products, encouraging people to consume locally. Could this be possible for Algerians with such prices? Dates are so essential on the Ramadan table. Before the holy month, a bunch of dates was set at the price of 450 dinars. Now it is 700 dinars for the box and 1,200 for the bunch. It's more than expensive. Supposedly, this is the country of dates. The irony. Before, the price was 500 dinars. There are two qualities from 850 up to 1,200. Not all can afford this. Some look for something cheap, but it's not available. The reasons for the high prices of dates, according to this trader, are due to the disorganization of the market and the manipulation of the lords of imports. You're seeing these prices because of group sales. You see these dates? When picked up, it goes straight to the freezer. Then first hand, second hand, third hand, and then it reaches us last. Even worse, the real quality goes abroad. It is not consumed locally. The dates market in Algeria needs quick measures to be implemented to put an end to the dominant chaos by some greedy monsters. Algeria is one of the 7 biggest exporters of dates and one of the biggest consumers as well, within an average of 20 kilograms per person each year. Thus, there must be encouragement in the production of this product and providing a good storage and distribution network. Between this and that, the consumer remains the victim with excellence.
Moving on to world news, French Foreign Minister Laurent Fabius warned of an explosion in the absence of Israeli-Palestinian peace efforts during a visit to the region Sunday, after Paris said it would propose a UN Security Council resolution to set a framework for negotiations. The Palestinians have welcomed the initiative, hoping the international community will assume a greater role in resolving the conflict after more than 2 decades of failed US-led peace efforts. More details in this report.
French Foreign Minister Laurent Fabius held meetings in Palestine and the West Bank to explain the outlines of a possible proposal to the United Nations to restart peace negotiations. France is reportedly drafting a resolution that would set an 18-month timetable for Israelis and Palestinians to agree on two-state solution. It would call for recognition of Palestinian statehood if the talks do not bear fruit. Israel rejects the move as an external dictate to impose a solution that does not meet its security needs. At the beginning of a meeting with Fabius in Jerusalem, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said that peace would only come from direct negotiations with no preconditions. It will not come from UN resolutions that are sought to be imposed from the outside, he said. The Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas told visiting French Foreign Minister Laurent Fabius that any new Palestinian unity government should not include Hamas. The remarks came on the eve of a key meeting of the Executive Committee of the Palestinian Liberation Organization, PLO, to discuss forming new cabinet. The unity government between Hamas and Fatah collapsed last week as Abbas decided to dissolve it amid a deepening rift between the sides. The Palestinian Unity Agreement signed in April 2014 sought to end 7 years of bad blood between Abbas' Fatah movement and Hamas, but the sides have continued to quarrel over many issues.
And finally, to wrap it up, lots of Algerian families like to hang out after iftar in the holy month of Ramadan. Some families found in Mega Karting Club in Shiraga the perfect place to go for. It gives their children the chance to drive a car within a well-secured family environment. Usama Snoussi.
After a long day of fasting and a big meal of iftar, dozens of families flocked to Mega Karting Club, located in Shiraga municipality, a platform for speeders and sports cars lovers. Kart racing or karting is a variant of open-wheel motorsports, with small open four-wheeled vehicles called karts or go-karts. They are usually raced on a scaled-down circuit. Karting is commonly perceived as the stepping stone to the higher ranks of motorsports. Many families express their satisfaction about the place that provides the appropriate environment for their children.
It's a nice place for families. Our children enjoy playing here, and it's well secured. Besides, I don't think there is a better place for my children. That's why I bring them here.
Even little children said that Mega Karting is their favorite place, for it gives them the opportunity to do their obsession, which is driving a car.
Oh, we come to play karting, and when we come after the tour and we search with friends to do something, and we find that the karting is open, so we come and we enjoy.
I'm here to have fun with friends, and after iftar, it's the best place that we must go. And I'm here to love, to have fun, to ride cars and so on.
Just for having fun, because it's a popular place for young people. And after a hard day of Ramadan, Sayam, it's good after iftar to come here and just spend some time with friends.
For their part, responsibles said that they do their best to provide the best service in order to promote this kind of sports in Algeria.
Shiraga Karting is operational during the month of Ramadan to receive motorsports passionate people and families. People who like speeding in highways come here to speed within a secure track.
Going out after iftar is a tradition for Algerian families, but the question is, go where? Lots of families found their answer in Mega Karting Club of Shiraga, for it gives them a family environment and exciting sports for their children.
The end of our English news edition. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.